Welcome to the Radiant Life podcast. I am your host, Tatiana, and I am a master mindset coach, and I'm obsessed with empowering you to live and create your best life possible. If you're looking to uplevel your mindset, life, happiness, and success, then you are in the right place. My goal with this podcast is to help you see the potential within yourself, to be able to break the limiting beliefs and habits that are holding you back, and to help you feel inspired to get clear with who you are in order to create the life you desire. Thank you so much for listening. Now let's get into today's episode. Hello. Before we dive into today's episode, I have a super exciting announcement that you will not want to miss. August is going to be the month for you to tap into your true potential. And I am so excited to share that my signature 4-month group coaching program, Embrace Your Radiance, will be open for its final enrollment of 2021 very soon with a September 13th start date. This program is where I teach and guide you how to let go of what's holding you back, master your mindset so you can step into your true power and learn how to manifest your dreams into your reality. But in the meantime, I am hosting a completely free 7-day workshop that I'm inviting you to join. This starts August 24th and is called Discover Your Radiance. In this free workshop, I will teach you how to become aware of your thoughts and how to control them to serve you going into the future. How to let go of the past and beliefs that are holding you back. Ways to create routines that you can stick to that will bring you to the next level of yourself. And sharing how you can manifest your dreams into your reality and so much more. I am so excited to host this. I have not hosted a free workshop since January, so you will not want to miss out. You can sign up for this free workshop with the link in the show notes below. Hurry up because registration ends soon. And stay tuned for more details to come on applications for Embrace Your Radiance group coaching program, as spots are limited. You can stay up to date with me by following me on Instagram at Tatiana_Kuto and joining my email list with the link in the show notes below. I'm so excited to have you in this workshop. Now let's get into today's episode. Hello and welcome to the Radiant Life podcast. I am so excited to have you here listening on today's episode because this is a topic I'm obsessed with learning about. I'm obsessed with teaching, and I want to break it down and make it more simple for you because I know that manifestation has been a big, hot, trendy word this last year or so, and there's a lot of misconceptions. There's a lot of things that aren't being told, like the truth of it. And it's also my 5-year anniversary of actually understanding what law of attraction was, what manifestation was, when I learned about it, and when I decided to put it to the fucking test. I got reminded yesterday on Snapchat of a picture of myself and in the Dominican, and that's really when I really learned about law of attraction, manifestation, and I was like, okay, cool. Now let me see if this actually works, right? Because at first I thought it was kind of like bullshit and whatnot. So let's dive into it. I want to break it down into simple terms for you, whether you know what it is, you've never heard of the word, you don't understand it. This is the episode for you. So welcome. Let's dive in. So manifestation, to begin with, it's not something outside of us that just shows up into our reality, right? It's a byproduct of our internal state of being. And what I mean by being, it's like, who are we, right? How are we showing up? What are our thoughts, beliefs, behaviors, our energetic, vibrational energy, that's going on. And I'm going to break it down if you're like, what are you talking about? And I really want to talk about this because it's important, because you can manifest when you're in or when you're out of alignment for what it is that you want. So that's why it's important to actually understand and grasp this topic. So let's just dive in. Maybe you're new. Maybe you don't believe it. Maybe you're not sure what to do or how to do this for you. I get it. I got you. I was in your shoes not that long ago. I first thought manifestation was super like kind of woo-woo. It just was like, it didn't make sense to me, right? I was like, I don't know if I believe this, right? And when I then understood it, I was like, oh, okay, cool. You think of a thought and then it'll just magically appear in your reality. That wasn't the case. And maybe you're like me when you first started learning these concepts where you're like, what is manifestation? What the fuck do you mean alignment? Like, what does alignment to yourself mean? Or what does it mean by being an energetic match or a vibrational frequency? All of these terms, I was kind of like, yeah, I don't really get this, and I kind of think it's a little too woo-woo for me, because for me, like, I was really confused. And when I learned about it, I grew up in a Catholic church, so we're not taught manifestation in the Catholic Church, and I will share how it is in the Bible in a second here. But I grew up, pretty religious, God, Jesus. Like, I went to church every Sunday, and I always believed that, like, we could have what we want, but it just never made sense to me until not when I first heard manifestation. Like, it's been years until now I'm finally grasping it. I'm like, oh, okay, it's bridging all the gaps from my religious background, from where I'm at now, and I was able to understand it. Because when I first learned about it, I was a little fearful of it. I was like, oh, is this like witchcraft stuff, like with the devil? Like, I don't want to get myself into that. It's not. It's in the Bible. I'll share with you in a second, because 5 years ago, in 2016, so you understand this backstory, I read The Secret. You may have heard of it. You may have watched the movie, which I don't think the movie does it justice. And that's when I started to really shift and question everything that I was taught, everything that I learned. And I really wanted to try it for the first time. So when I was reading that book, I was in the Dominican Republic, and I was reading it. I would close my eyes. I was laying on the beach, and I would picture myself becoming a personal trainer. And then I would picture myself becoming an online coach. And I would ask for signs, and it would happen. I'd be like, okay, cool. Show me the number 11, or show me, I forget really what I asked at that point, but I asked for signs and it would happen. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. Like, what I'm asking for is popping up in my reality. So I started to look into it more and make more sense of it. And because I like to have proof, I like to see the science of it and the physics of it, because like, I just need a little bit more tangible proof. And I've taken 3 physics classes. Why wouldn't they talk about the law of attraction in physics when we learned about the law of gravity, right? Like, I wanted to learn. So let's just dive into, what is manifestation? What is manifesting? What the fuck does that mean? In simple terms, it's when your thoughts, your daydreams, when you daydream and you bring up those imaginations of like, oh, I want that car, I want that relationship, becomes your actual reality. That's simple terms for you here. It's literally the process of creating your reality through your thoughts, your beliefs, your feelings. And I want to take a note here, because if you're like, okay, cool, this is all like a little too woo-woo for me, or like, how can we have the control of it? Like, God has control, or whatever it is, whatever religious background you come from. I want to state, this isn't every religion. It's just said in different ways. And in the Bible, at least because this resonates with me and I wanted to share, it's in the Bible as well. And when I finally got the proof of the law of attraction in the Bible, I was like, oh, okay, this is making sense. In Matthew 21:22, anything that you ask in a prayer and believe, that it will be given to you. Mark 11:24, therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours. This is in the Bible, you guys. It's in every religion, and it's there's so much power to it. So the main thing I want to share is that it's not just the desire, which is like how people are kind of currently teaching it. And that's what I don't agree with, because everybody can have a desire for something. They can have that thought, they can have that visual representation. And yes, it can be used that way, but there's a missing link. And it's your intention and your feeling and vibration behind it as well. Because you can manifest whether you're intentional about it or not, whether you want that or not. We're constantly always attracting to us what we are thinking about, how we are feeling, and what we believe at all times. This is happening 24/7. And I feel like this is not what's being taught out in the world. Not saying I'm the only one teaching this, but like, not by everyone, right? Because like Isaac Newton said, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So whether you are intending for thinking about what you want, or if you're thinking about what you don't want, you're going to get what it is you're thinking about. Like Earl Nightingale, oh my God, I just butchered his name. Like he said, our thoughts create our reality. It's the truth. Our thoughts create our reality, but there's more to it. We are always attracting things to us, whether we want it or not. So if it's a negative, you will manifest a negative, but the same thing for the positive. And it's not about thinking positive thoughts only, like, oh my God, life is so good. Oh my God, I want a boat. I want a brand new job. Like, no. It's about aligning who you are, your core beliefs, your values, and your energy with the words that you're saying and your thoughts. Because when we say something, I want this, say, I want more money, but if you have core beliefs or you're emitting a frequency that you aren't worth the money, that you don't believe it's coming, then you're not going to get the money. Does this make sense? You need to be in alignment to your core, that what you want, you have beliefs and the energy behind it to support it, to be able to be open to receiving what it is that you want. Does that make sense? Think about it this way. We're all energy. This is science. There is science to this. We're all energy. And like, think of it like a cell phone tower, like God, universe, angels, source, divine, whatever it is that you choose to believe in. When you say, I want money, I want a soulmate, I want a brand new car, right? It's like a text out to the universe. Oh, Tatiana wants this. Okay, cool. Like, you emitted like that frequency, like those wave patterns. I wish I could like show you a physical image right now. And it receives it. It takes that order. But then it sees that if you're not believing it, you can actually have it, or you're worthy of actually having it, or if your energy is not at that energy of somebody who has that dream relationship or has that $1 million revenue, then you're not open to receiving it because you don't believe it to your core. And I want to also make note that everything you have in your current reality has been manifested by yourself. So before you can even really dive deeper into learning more about manifestation, you have to swallow this really heavy pill that you are responsible for the reality that you are currently living in. Does that make sense? Because we have attracted people, obstacles, challenges, situations based on our belief, based on a thought, based on a vibrational frequency. And when we can take that responsibility, that's when we can learn what manifestation is, and that's when we can apply it to serve us. But until we take that responsibility, well, then it's probably not going to fully grasp in your brain. And that's what happened to me. And so this is a law. There are 18 universal laws. And one of the main laws that we talk about, well, we all know law of gravity, right? We know it exists. We can't see it, but we know it's there, right? The same for the law of attraction. It's just a universal law that is always on. Whether you're thinking about what you do want or you don't want, it's always on. So I want you to think about something. Like, think about right now, like, has there ever been something that you imagined, that you pictured, that you visualized, that you got, whether it was negative or positive? You didn't want to show up late to work and you showed up late. Simple. You got into the college you wanted to get into and you were so happy because you had been imagining it in your head for months on end. The boyfriend, the job, the house, and you got it, right? This is how I became a personal trainer. When I was in the Dominican, I would lay down, I would visualize myself with clients and training them, and it came true. And then online coaching. And that didn't come true until like over a year later. Remember, there's no timeline of when you get what it is you're desiring. And sometimes you don't get what you're desiring because God, universe, source has something bigger and better for you. Just got to add that. So I did this, right? I did this when I moved to Florida. I remember walking on the cranberry bogs during lunch, and I would listen to Les Brown or Andy Frisella, and I would just imagine myself living in Florida, walking on the beach every morning. I went to Florida, I believe it was March, the year I had moved. I had no decision yet, nothing lined up. And when I was in Florida, in Miami with my friend, I would look around and I would just tell myself, I'm moving to Florida. I said I'm moving to my Florida for almost a year. And when I got to Florida, I would just visualize myself driving every day in Florida. What would it be like to be there, right? Because your subconscious mind does not know the difference between reality and what you tell it. So if you can imagine it in your heart, in your mind, and you have the desire in your heart, it can be your reality. Manifestation is just the process of your external reality being reflected from your internal reality. And I want to say that again, because I think so many people think that manifestation is just all about the external. It's all about taking control of the people, the situations around us externally. But in reality, it's when you take control of your internal reality. And by internal reality, I mean your thoughts, your beliefs, how you speak to yourself. When you can take control of your internal reality, that's when your external reality can be manifested. Does that make sense? And a few things that manifestation is not, it's not just meditating, journaling, saying affirmations, visualizing. Like, that's not just what it is. You can't just sit there and meditate, I want a brand new car, and a brand new car is going to show up at your doorstep. No. Same with visualizing. These are tools, 100%. These are tools I use almost every day. These are tools I teach my clients, my programs, but it's not just that. There's so much more to it. I know there's an episode previously before of me sharing why your desires are not manifesting. Highly recommend listening to that if you have not listened to that already. But I just need to say, manifestation is not just meditating, journaling, visualizing affirmations. I feel like that's like what you see on social media, but there's so much more depth to it. It's shifting your identity, your core beliefs, your thoughts, your energy that you're emitting out into the world, out into the universe. And I believe that is why there is a problem with how people are explaining it in the personal development spiritual community. Because I feel like people are making the assumption, and this is what I thought too, because I remember telling my dad about The Secret, and he's like, I don't believe in that. He's like, I get it, but I don't believe in it because you can't just create a vision board, Tatiana, or meditate or journal what you want, and it just comes to you. And he was right. And I remember being like, of course not. You have to take inspired action. But he's like, yeah, but still. And I was like, well, I'm going to prove you wrong because there is more to it, and I'm going to learn. And I've been learning about it for the last 5 years. These are just tools to keep you at a high energy or to help elevate you to a higher energy, to help you bring awareness to what it is that you do want. That's why I love journaling, because you can become aware of your thoughts and beliefs in journaling. And then that's when awareness is key to make change. When you can become aware of like, wow, I don't feel worthy. No wonder I'm not allowing money or relationships come in because I don't feel like I'm deserving or worthy of it. Ooh, then we can work through that limiting belief, overcoming it, letting that go. So then you can find the worth. So then you can be open to receiving. They're just tools to bring awareness to what it is that you want. When you create a vision board, you are bringing awareness to what it is you want. You want this dream house. You want a relationship that looks like this. You want this type of job. You want this boat, whatever it is. You get to identify what it is you want. And when you meditate and visualize, you can physically bring those images to mind to teach your subconscious mind, this is what I want. How do you know if it's my reality? If not, and you can actually start to feel and believe like, oh, okay, cool. This is what I want. This is what I'm bringing in. These are just tools. They're tools to help you become aligned and be more intentional with how you live every single day. If you want to learn more on how it's not working for you after this episode, scroll back, listen to why your desires aren't manifesting. And just a few other myths that I want to just put in here that I don't think I shared in that episode was just the misconceptions is once you learn how to manifest, once you learn these techniques, once you learn how to elevate your frequency and energy, you're not going to have a perfect life. That's not to say you're never going to have bad emotions of anger or sadness or anxiety. You're never going to have bad days. You're never going to have everything you always want, right? That's not true. I still understand it, and I still have bad days, and I still get angry, but I know how to handle it more now and know how to shift my energy more intentionally and faster. And a big key to this is you want to become neutral, and you want to become detached. You want to create that intention, and you want to declare what it is you do want, but you want to be attached to it. Because if we don't feel the bad feelings, we're suppressing it. And when we suppress it, we're just creating more baggage for ourselves. So Even if you think you know what you're doing, and if you're a master manifester, do not judge yourself if you have bad days or feelings. A few other things that I want to really clarify here is, remember how earlier I said we must take responsibility, that our current reality is our responsibility, whether we intentionally meant it or not, whether we knew the power of our thoughts or not, we need to take responsibility. And manifestation and learning all about this, it's about being at the cause side of things versus the effect or the results. Oh, when you shift it that way, you can be like, okay, cool. I'm in charge of my life. I'm in control of my decisions, my actions, my responses, my thoughts. And due to me having control at the cause side, that is why I have XYZ results. Does that make sense? I was at cause for being miserable at my corporate job because I was not taking the time to get to know myself and make a decision on what it was I want. And I allowed other people's opinions to dictate the degree I got, to dictate the job I got. I'm taking responsibility of that because those are my decisions. Whether I was fully aware of it or not, those are my decisions. And I had to accept that reality back in 2016, 2017 when I was learning this and be like, it's a tough pill to swallow. Because you easily want to be like, well, all these bad things weren't my fault, Tati. Not necessarily, but at the end of the day, like, kind of, there's a reason why it came in, whether it was to teach you a lesson or whether you were focusing on something or whatever it is. It's okay. Let's swallow that pill and move on so that we can start using this to create the life of your dreams. I said this in the next episode, or the last episode of why your manifestations are not working is, again, because people think you just have to sit and journal, sit and meditate, and they're not taking inspired action. And I just want to reiterate that again on this episode. You need to take inspired action. You can't just sit on your couch and expect your dream job to come with 1,000 followers, whatever it is. Okay, there's more misconceptions, there's more myths, there's more reasons why your manifestations aren't coming into your reality. And there's a whole episode on that. So go listen to that after this. So let's get back into it. Let's get back in a little bit more into manifestation. It's your internal state of being, your vibrational frequency. We are all energy. And that is what emits into our external world to attract people, opportunities, situations, to create that into our reality. How many times have you talked to someone about something or said something, and then all of a sudden your coworker brought it up, or you see that car you were thinking about driving everywhere you go, or you just bumped into someone at the grocery store who knows how they can get you the job or get you in connection to the company that you want to apply for? How many times does that happen to you? Like, think about it, right? I don't believe in coincidences. The universe is always working for us. And again, we're all just energy. And it's tapping into learning more about ourselves. It's tapping in more into our energy, our intuition. And when we can connect deeper to ourselves, that's when we can become masters of our life, by mastering these laws of the universe. Think about it. When you walk into a room or walk into a party and you talk to someone new, you know that feeling when someone's rubbing you the wrong way. You know that feeling when you're just getting a bad vibe from someone, versus someone where you're like, oh my God, that person's amazing. Like, I just love their vibes. Like, ooh, you guys know that is energy. That's what I'm talking about here. And this is why the words that you speak are so important, because our words emit an energetic vibration. And when you speak, you want to make sure the words you're using are matching the energy and the vibration that you are speaking them to. Because a missing link and the missing link, what I say to manifestation, is that you must feel them. I'm going to create another episode on actually how to manifest. There's so much more into it, and this is what I go into in my programs, but I will create an episode on that, because the missing link is feeling what it is you are visualizing and what you want. But you need to watch how you speak. If you're saying, If you want more money, but you keep saying that's so expensive, that's not worth the money, like I hate how so and so just has money flowing to you, the rich just keep getting richer. What do you think you're putting out into the universe? Those are really negative vibrational words. And why would money want to come to you when you're not in a state of gratitude for it? Why would money want to come to you when you're talking shit about it, right? You need to use words that match this higher energy. Everything is just energy. And a vibration is just made up of our thoughts, our beliefs, and our feelings. And feeling is a huge missing component of it. Right? So a few examples here. Like, say that you keep telling yourself, telling the world, telling God, universe, I want a relationship, but no one good is out there. Ugh, boys just suck. They just fuck me over. They're all fuck boys. Dating sucks. Tell me how those words are matching the desire you want in your heart. It's not. Those are not the right words. That is not the right vibrational frequency that you need. Instead, what if you say, I want a partner and I'm so excited for when he is going to come into my life where our love is going to be magical. See, with manifestation, you need to declare with what you want, and then you need to speak in terms of that it's coming. You have to have faith. You have to feel like it's coming towards you. And you need to speak and shift your language to allow these new opportunities and people to come your way. For example, when I wanted to lose weight, I would always say, like, I just want to lose weight. I want to get skinny. Yet I kept telling myself and speaking the words, losing weight is just so hard. It just sucks. It's not fun. Well, what do you think my reality is then? I continuously am creating the reality that working out isn't fun and that it sucks and that it's hard. Instead, I started shifting my words to paint the picture that I wanted, which was I'm releasing weight and I'm enjoying the journey of loving my body at every phase that it is. I enjoy working out. It is fun to me. Ooh, that's an energy, a vibrational match of the words I'm speaking. The words you speak create your reality. You get the gist here? Let me give you one more, another money one. So you want more money, yet you say, making money is hard. Ugh, I hate managing my finances. Ooh, that's so expensive. Damn, I only made $1,000 this month. That's a poor money relationship. And I'm here, and I'm not judging you because that's what I used to say. It's what I used to think. No wonder money didn't want to come, right? I wasn't respecting her. Now I have shifted the way I think and feel and act with money. And I say money is flowing to me easily and effortlessly. I am so grateful for making $1,000 this month. I'm so grateful for that. And I'm so excited to create more. Thank you. Thank you. Manifesting is being in that vibrational energy as if you already have it, and using language and thought patterns to match that version of yourself that already is living the reality that it is that you want. And your words create your reality. So take a second and just be like, whoa, okay, holy fuck. What have I been saying to myself? How have I already created the reality through the words that I've been speaking through lately, right? And this is why I believe journaling is huge, because it brings you into the awareness of what you're thinking about, what your beliefs are. Because manifestation works and it's when you have that belief and that thought and you create words and that feeling, knowing that it is coming to you. And if it's not that of what you want, it's something better. And just knowing it's always, always happening for you. Because like attracts like. What you think about will create your reality. Even if you don't believe it, give it a try. Shift the way you speak and think. Think in a way that you are learning and that you're becoming more open to believing these results are coming your way. Just give yourself, create an affirmation. You don't have to say, I am confident, because if you don't believe it, don't, but say, I'm becoming more confident. I am working on the way I am loving my body. That's more realistic than you saying, I love my body, if you really don't at this moment, right? When we can just understand that we're in control of our lives and we're at the cause side, and we can choose our thoughts, our beliefs going forward, and accept that our current reality is based on our past thoughts, programming, thoughts, and beliefs, and we take that control, our dreams can become our reality. And don't freak out if you had a bad thought. It's not going to manifest immediately. That's not how the 3D plane works. Maybe eventually, when we all elevate into higher consciousness, who fucking knows, right? Just bring awareness to it and shift it. So what I tell my clients, and what I used to do when I had really bad negative self-talk, is every time I caught myself saying something bad to myself, I would say 3 to 5 things that I love and positive to myself. If you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling angry, look at your feelings and ask why. What are you thinking about that is causing that feeling, that external reality of yours? Because your thoughts create your feelings. When you're in a feeling, you create more thoughts to validate that feeling. So bring awareness to your thoughts. Shift them. Take it one day at a time. Focus on being grateful for what it is you have. Focus on being kind to yourself and more intentional. You don't have to know this. You don't have to figure it all out now. If you can take one step away today, be kind to yourself, become aware of how you're speaking to yourself, and start shifting the way you think and speak after you become aware of those thoughts that are not serving you. I hope this episode brought a lot of awareness and a lot of information to you. Stay tuned for a new episode to come on actually how to manifest. And make sure to listen to why your desires have not been manifesting before you go to that one, so you can understand maybe the mistakes that you are doing before we go into how to manifest. And if you are desiring to learn more about what it is you do want, desiring to learn who it is you truly are, what are your core beliefs, what are your core values, what are your core desires, because you don't know what you truly want until you know who you truly are. Am I right? Because you may be wanting things based on society, based on looking cool. But when you can make that connection and that bond with your soul, with your intuition, with your higher self, and then you can discover what it is you want. And if you want to learn more about that and want to learn a more in-depth step-by-step basis on actually how to manifest your desires into your reality, this is what I have the pleasure of teaching in my group coaching program, Embrace Your Radiance, which enrollment will be open. You can check out the description box below for an application link. Spots are very limited. This is a very intimate container. And we have a September 13th start date. So if that is something that you are ready to take control of, ready to take control of your life moving forward, this is the program for you. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. Why don't you take a screenshot, share it on Instagram? What did you learn today? What was that one thing, that one little aha, that click that you got from today's episode? Share it on Instagram with me, and know that I appreciate you so much for always listening and for your support. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with me and write an Apple iTunes review so I can keep the good stuff coming your way. If you aren't following me already, you can find me on Instagram at Tatiana_Kuto. I appreciate you so much and cannot wait to see you in the next episode. In the meantime, continue to shine bright and embrace your radiance.